shit. What am I going live to? Oh, just me. All right. Coffee. There we are. All right, mute this volume. Muted. Doo-doo-doo. Pop out the chat. Drag it over. Whoops. Drag it over here. Make it huge. Drag this. Oops. Yeah, over here. Oop. This guy. Get over there. Go ahead and make this one full screen. Good morning, Michigan Prospector. How you doing? I'm just goofing around in the office this morning. I'm about to make one of the rings I plan on doing for my giveaway. So, my phone's going off. Oh, come on. Let me in. There we go. Oh, Zach's wondering what I'm doing. Anyhow, James, what's going on? Good morning, Rob. What's going on? Good morning. I plan on making several rings in various sizes, and then I'm gonna let the winner pick which one they want when I do the giveaway towards the end of the month. So I thought, it's 40 degrees, 39 degrees outside and raining right now. I've got a lot of crap to do in my yard. And James, I can email you my address, but we got to meet up anyway because I'm not mailing the stuff I have to mail to you. So maybe one day this week I'll take a ride down to Madison or something, or one day soon here we'll get together and I'll get one of your stickers and you can save postage because, you know, I'm bringing you stuff I just don't want to put in the mail or ship. And so, yeah, if you want my address, I'll give it to you. But he says, oh, yeah, I got to make that bigger. I don't have my glasses on, so I can see up close just fine. And I can see this 32-inch monitor, but the one on the side with my chat in it, I do the old Control Plus. There. Now it's real big like. And let me see here. Switch cameras quick. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my perspective of the studio. Get this out of here. But, oh, it's facing me. So I'm running, this is a touchscreen monitor. I don't actually have the cable in it right now that allows me to use the touchscreen because I can't find another one. I need one of them square USBs with the regular USB like a printer has. And I got the big 32-inch there. And then I've got another smaller one, which is all distorted, but I have that in the vertical orientation, and that allows me to put my chat window over there. And like when I'm streaming with the guys from Red Dirt Nation, I'll put 2 or 3 of these chat windows over there, and then I can follow along on all the stations. So, morning, Brad Hayden. How you doing, buddy? Anyhow, I think I have everything I need to start on a ring. I was at least going to get the glue up part done. Maybe I won't get it ground down right away, but that was my plan, was to get over here. And I thought, hey, what the heck? I didn't have a video for this morning, so I might as well go live for a little bit. Let's get this going on. There we go. Lord Shadow, good morning, sir. How are things in Montana? Try to get this camera where it makes the most sense. I was trying to share both of my cameras, but for whatever reason, it's telling me I can't. And I suppose I could send myself a link and pop my cell phone on, then I could have both views. But I just haven't done that yet. And then, so, holy cow, that's filling right up. Sing Stevens Jewelry and more. Good morning. That's a good spot to be if your excavator has heat. Mine kind of has heat because it's an itty bitty little one and you sit on top of the motor. But this spring, I tipped it forward, pulling a stump out, put my hands up like this so I didn't fly into the windshield. And I put the palms of my hand, push right through the windshield. And I've been meaning to get glass put in it, and I just haven't done it yet. But I think at this point I'm just going to order a sheet of plexi. I was worried about it getting scratched up, but I'd rather deal with some scratches and get a couple years out of it than have something hit it again and break it out. So that is where I'm at. But yeah, what I'm planning on doing here as soon as I get things squared away is making one of my copper Uperlite rings. I do have, I think, everything I need. I just remembered I haven't cut any copper. So I might, I don't think I have my side cutters up here either. So I might have to run and get a side cutter. I'll see if the pliers will cut it. But yeah. Lord James, that's got a nice ring to it. I see the comma. Yes, James, I told you once before, I have tried garnets in a ring. Zach's ring's got a couple garnets in it. I have considered making a entirely garnet ring because I showed you this that one night. I think you were playing darts though. But yeah, I got garnets, man. And this is just one of like 3 of these. These are the larger ones. If you remember when Jason the Flower Glow Wizard was doing his garnet, guess the number of garnets in the bowl, I ended up guessing how big his bowl was, and I sat and counted garnets out. I was way off, by the way, but I was trying to win. I got the nugget the month before dead on, so that worked out. Hobo Rob, I said hi to you, didn't I? And my chopped liver. Oh, yeah, you're talking to Brad, not me. I think Hobo James actually has a better ring to it than Lord James. um, anyhow, might take me just a second to reorientate myself over here. Drinking some coffees. I have my room fairly cleaned up, and wife and kids were up here using my printer. They actually didn't leave it too bad. They never put the printer away, or at least put it on the floor. But and then that whole shelf behind me, there's buckets and bowls. I don't know if you can see behind the purple bear. There's buckets and containers everywhere, full of rocks. So I've been kind of going through rocks and picking out some that I'm gonna polish. Uh, I have recently acquired some really nice 7-inch diamond discs for they go on a buffer, and I have a nice buffer. Well, it's my wife's buffer for detailing cars, and I put a cool handle on that I can clamp into the vise, and I've got it sitting in the garage in a vise. I'm going to make a little bit better system with a drip system and a tray to catch it all. Um, but we did a couple rocks. Let me go grab them. We're off to a good start, I guess. So yeah, this is a green rock that I found recently at Nugget Lake, and I always grab the cool ones, the green ones and whatnot. And so that is the raw surface, and then that's a raw surface, and then that's one I polished. And it does have a couple of inclusions in it, some holes. But if I can get it to shine, you can see it's got a really nice shine to it. There's another angle of it. You can catch that glass look. Um, and then this was, I don't even know what this was. It was just one that, this was the very first rock. This was our first attempt at anything. And actually, let me switch cameras. I'll see if I can get this better, because I have a light over here. All right. There we go. Now you can see that nice shine. So start to finish on that. This one probably took an hour because we were learning, adjusting, tweaking, playing. But I don't think I have 20 minutes into this one. And I only did the two surfaces. Like I said, I left these ones raw, but we're probably going to go and get that some more. And then I have a lot of these guys. It's just a metal ring, and you're supposed to cut rocks or glass to fit the ring. So I did this piece of quartz just playing around, and it almost looks like a tree in there, but it's flat on the back, and then I made it um, convex on the front. So 406, how you doing? I could send you a link. You can pop up with us. Actually, if any of you guys want to pop in with me, I'll send you the link. It'll take me a second to find it, but all the time. What's the rocks? Yeah. There's definitely days when you're finding good gold and the rocks don't matter. And then there's days when you're just not doing so hot on the gold. And I look to the rocks just to have some content. Scrappy, what's going on? How do you not have a wrench? You started a new channel or something, because I swear you were wrenched up before. Anyhow, I'll get you one. Okay, T-Reps, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Let me get you wrenched up. Looks like everybody else has got a wrench. I lose stuff, he says. I lose stuff. All right. So, anyhow, yeah, these are the cool shiny rocks that we have been working on. And again, this now one thing I did do when I was putting this together, I dropped it a lot, but I should have cleaned the edges up just a little bit more. I wanted it to fit tight into this ring, and I tapped the ring on with a brass hammer, but I still ended up garfing it up. And then I tried to polish it back again. Well, it's just an antique bronze coating over it, so everywhere I polished it turned silver. But you live and you learn, right? And again, this was more of a practice just to see what we could do. But I like it, and I definitely I want to do this with a Uper light, because I think that this hanging from your neck, and then let's see if there's a Uper light. Let me go ahead and shut the light off. I don't know. Can you guys see that? Get it right there. So yeah, getting hit with the black light and having that pop off like that. I mean, there's black light, no black light, no black light. And Zach just told me he's on his way here. Maybe he's got his bucket of rocks with, and I'll find some big enough to fit in these rings, and I can make one of them polished up like that. But all right, let me turn this all back on. That with a Montana Blue Sapphire. I don't think I have a sapphire big enough to put in one of them rings. Rob, you do some have a good day at work. Drive safe. Same to you, Lord Shadow. Enjoy the excavator. Be safe. Okay. All right, now let me see if I can, one, find the piece of copper that I want, and two, cut it with these dollar store pliers, since I don't seem to have a side cutter here. And I guess while I'm digging around, we'll switch you back to the camera where you can see my ugly mug. All right. And so the last ring I made, I used a little bit smaller gauge copper. And when I put the copper in the ring, I like it to stick up higher than the ridge on the ring. So as I'm polishing it, one polishes the copper and then leaves that exposed. And with the smaller gauge copper that I was using, it wasn't quite as thick as the ridges are tall. And I believe here's a piece of the smaller stuff. And then after I had those all cut up, I found my piece of big copper, which is now eluding me. But it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There's not much of it left, but I have thousands of feet of this in the garage. So, let's see here. Just gonna go ahead and slice the casing. Just using an X-Acto knife to get the plastic off. Hopefully that was enough. And, weird, you have comments on your phone but not on the TV. I don't know if I'm sharing comments on. Oh, yeah. How do I? Trying to run StreamYard all by myself here. So yeah, you don't see comments on the TV normally, but at some point here, I'll find the button that allows me to show comments on stage. There we go. Let's go like that. Like that. Don't like that. And like that. There. Big, big, and big. All right. Gonna try to warm this up a little bit. Again, if I had my side cutters up here, I wouldn't have to do all this, but I got her sliced, got her peeled back. That little bit of heat just makes it easier. There we go. Now I've got just a piece of copper in there. And with any luck, these pliers will cut it and I won't have to. Because if I have to go get side cutters, they're way, way out in the yard. Oh yeah, they're working. And trying to find the right length. All of these look just a hair long. And we've tried a little bit different layout in the last couple rings, and I really like the way it worked out. So the little bit longer doesn't so much matter. I just like them to all be the same length. Of course, that last piece went on the floor. Whatever. Vacuum cleaner fuel. Only got top comments, but you liked and shared. Thank you, King's Gold. Not a 406 error. Well, it's because you're used to the StreamYard, Stacy. You're used to seeing it up. I got it up for you now. Even like when I watch on TV, which I do downstairs all the time, I'll then also have the chat open in my phone so I can just chat along with my phone. All right, this part's going to get loud because I'm beating stuff with a hammer. But what I do is I smack these to flatten them out a little bit. And that helps the glue process. It gives me more surface area for the glue, for one. And it keeps them from moving around. It does not, however, keep them from flying across my office. I happen to find that one, though. This is the stuff I usually try to do before I make a ring. Again, I forgot. I didn't have any copper. I've got lots of Uperlite smashed and ready to go. I even have Uperlite separated by white and black. Bigger hammer. No, man. No, man. Got that little man syndrome. All right. And then I'd like to have, maybe these tweezers will work. Just gonna see if I can hold this, and I can't. This is gonna look like one of Jim's videos with all these bloopers. There it is. Try a better pair of tweezers. Oh, look at all that cat hair. One piece of copper, half a cat. I'm 6'3", bigger hammer, Thor's hammer. I'm 6'4", so I don't need a big hammer. Nothing to make up for. So now I'm holding this straight up and down like this. Oops, trying to anyway. And I'm just pounding the ends flat, which isn't exactly easy. I need to just drill some holes in my plate so I can set them in the hole and smash them. But segregation isn't supposed to be a thing no more. Yes, I get that. The cool thing about the segregation though is the white ones and the black ones sparkle just the same. But by me segregating them, I can kind of control the final look of the ring. And Uperlite is neat in its own, but it's, like here's a handful of them. They're all kind of that same gray color. Oop, get it up there. But when you get them smashed up, there's definitely a difference in the lights and the darks. And let me switch over again back to the cool camera. So you can see there's some dark ones and there's some lighter ones. And I don't know. Let's see. Move all the right hands. Yeah, there you can see just fire. And the black, they each have their own different look. So by separating them out, I'm able to, there we go. Look at that. Fire. I'm just able to control the final product a little better. So my everyday hammer has a 32. Are these for the benefit? I guess I think the benefits first. So Stacy, I'm trying to make like 3 or 4 rings before the benefit and my giveaway, each in a different size. And since the benefit is first, the winner of the ring in the benefit is going to get choice of size, and then whatever's left over for my giveaway, they will get choice of whatever size is left. And if I absolutely had to, I would make the exact size after either one, but whoever requests that is going to have to understand that it'll be when time allows. So yeah. On the last one of these rings I made, I think I did that live too, but it was late at night and there was about 7 people total over the entire stream that hung out with me. That one I actually made for Michelle, the bucket lady. And if you look really, really close in the Flower Gold Wizards video, when he was talking to her, you could see she was wearing it in the creek that day. And hers was the first one I tried with this new style of putting them in at an angle. Boy, this one does not want to cooperate. Good enough. Maybe I can, where do pliers go? I can just get them like this. Oh, that's going to be way faster. Like I said, I'm just trying to knock the pointy off. So yeah, by doing it like this, oh, much better. I want them to look more like a cylinder, flat on the top and the bottom, than pointy. Oops, like they are now. I caught that with my cat-like reflexes. I don't know which camera we're on, that one. So maybe if I did this, hey, now you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and one more. All right, and then this one's a little curved. So let's try to squeeze it straight. Squeeze it straight, beat it straight, one way or another. All right. Good enough. They're going to stick up taller than the ring. And then, Carl, you want to try some golden calcite for a ring? I don't know if I want to try. I've tried a couple of other rings, styles and designs, and this is what I found out. I'm pretty good at making all of them. I did try to make one with blue lapis and gold leaf, and that was supposed to be a practice one that I was then going to make with blue lapis and actual gold. And I absolutely hated how it turned out. I hated how it laid down. The final product just seemed cheesy. So what I have found is that I really like the Uperlite and the copper. People seem to like them. It's neat when you hit it with a black light. So I think for now, I'm just going to limit myself to making these style. James keeps asking about garnet rings, and maybe I'll slap one together with nothing but garnets because he seems to be super interested in that. But, and we made, I don't know, probably 20 practice rings when we first started doing this. And I don't know. I just have the most luck and the most fun with the Uperlites. Zach keeps bringing me Uperlites all the time, and copper. Well, you know, until the meth heads steal it all, there's a never-ending supply of copper. So yeah, don't really want to try anything different. And I mean, the sky's the limit. I've got, these are glow powders, which these are really kick-ass. But I mean, I have 24 karat gold dust, bright sapphire. Are we in the right spot? This sunflower yellow, Granny Smith green, violet, scarlet, tangerine, gunmetal gray, champagne, hot cocoa, bronze, copper. And the cool thing about these is, let me shut this light off quick here. Oh wait, sorry. These are just the colored ones. Let me try this again. I also have, I won't dig them all out, but I have these glow powders that are all in pretty much all of those same colors. And when you add these to the rings, this is cool. I'm sure the camera is going to show this. Yeah, bam. They, let me get, the camera does not seem to be wanting to cooperate. They're glowing so bright you can't see, but it's just insane how bright they are. And because I just hit them with a black light, they all stayed charged. So when I set them down in the container over there, they're all lit up. glowing. So it is pretty cool. What, oh, these were in here. It's like, where did this container come from? Okay. I think I have enough stuff. I put a size 11 ring in to start. And yeah, this is a huge, where are we at over here? This is a huge garnet. I'm going to try to polish this just to see what happens. But yeah, that is a monster raw garnet. What's King saying? 3D prospector heads on stick, just my friend someday. That's funny. Todd Vargo. How you get a wrench. And boom. Now you're a moderator and you've got a wrench. You want to start collecting channel buckets. I know those buckets that you order through Michelle, one, I think most of them are 5 or 6 gallon. And I believe with layout shipping, I believe the cost to be somewhere in the $25 to $40 range. I honestly haven't spec'd one out all the way. And I would like to see like these, and I asked her about doing wraps for like these size. Whoa, timber! All right, what happened there? These, like this Canadian Tire bucket here. I would like to get those size buckets with my stickers on so I could give them away. But you got to buy the buckets. Those are usually $2-3 a piece. Then I'm sure the stickers are going to be somewhere in that range. So I thought honestly about just taking my sticker and having it printed in a oval shape so I could just wrap it around there myself. And I've been using, for any of you guys wanting to do stickers, if you've got a logo, I've been using a company called Sticky Brand. I found them through a link on Facebook and super happy with the quality of my stickers. Of course, I don't have one right in front of me to show you. The only thing I will say I don't like, and Prairies is the same way, the really cool stickers have a split perforation on the back, so it's easier to peel it off. And so, like, this is one of Prairie's stickers. So on this one here, just like mine, you gotta fight to find that edge to peel it off. That'd be the only downfall I could say about the stickers that I got from Sticky Brand. I don't see any other ones anywhere else, but the quality is nice. They seem to be holding up. That one I left stuck to a tree at Nugget Lake. Stuck to a tree, you know, it's still there. So, all Scrappy, if you don't have your logo done yet, I know Travis has offered to help several people with the logo. Maybe you just might want to reach out to him. I didn't make my own logo, or I'd offer to help you. I have my boy do mine. And I'm actually going to be modifying mine soon. So I think I have enough to where I can modify it. But all right, I always like to start out. Here's some 100 grit, old used piece of 100 grit. There with my grinder. I like to just start out spinning this raw ring, and then I just get in here and tear up the channel with 100 grit. Just trying to rough the surface up and making it so when I do get in there and start gluing, that it's, one, I've got all the machining oils sanded off, and two, it's got somewhere to grab. Nugget Lake Side Quest to find your sticker. Yeah. I forgot to take it down, and I said I was going to, and then I was in such a hurry when I left, I didn't grab it. I'm afraid it's going to fall off and end in the ground and be, stuck to a tree. It's a sticker, but laying on the ground, it's trash. So, um, but if you know where Jason's trail is, just keep going. You'll see it. That was why it got put there, was so that one weekend everybody knew where me and the guys were at. So I can see them scratches forming in this. These ring blanks I'm using are stainless steel, so they're hard. Stainless steel is hard, and you got to be a little bit aggressive. Sometimes, here we go. I'll take a stone like this is just off the Dremel and work that in there, and I can actually feel this grinding right in. Actually able to see what I'm doing. Not really. All right. So again, the whole purpose of this is just to rough up that inner surface and get it where when I do start to work, the glue wants to grab good. Okay. Anybody's curious about my ring station here? The cool guys spend $700-800 on a benchtop lathe. I use this Ace Hardware 8.5-inch drill press that I drilled a couple holes in the body and made some brackets and cut a hole in this piece of countertop and mounted it into the countertop. And then I cut the countertop to fit this old desk that I had. And I think there's a whole video on that of us sanding and cleaning up this old rusty school teacher desk. And it works out just perfect. The belt is right here if I do ever want to change speeds. And really all I can do is make it faster, which it don't need to be any faster. I did have a secondary motor that was mounted that I could open the cover up and put that on. And it was like an old sewing machine, variable speed motor where I could spin it real slow. Which you'll watch these guys when they're gluing their gems in with a real lathe, they'll spin it at a super slow rate. Well, I found for me just to reach over and turn it by hand. And then what I do is I use these lines on the mandrel as my index lines. So let's see here. I got some super thin glue. I got some thick. And the thick glue is just that thick. And then I have to see, just checking my phone quick here, make sure Zach's not sitting in his car in my yard. He says he's going to stop on his way back. Okay. He's probably watching this live while he's driving. He's good for that. Although normally he'd pop in and say something. I don't see it. And then got these cool tips. And my knife. Yeah, Todd, it would be nice if I could make a fence for it that would allow me to use, or if I had like a separate carrier that I could mount and hold some carbides in there. Of course, if I had a real lathe, then I could just get round stock and make my own ring blanks. But it is what it is. It's can only wear stainless steel or silver with no copper or no gold. Huh. Yeah. What about tungsten, Scrapyard? Have you ever tried tungsten? When I do make nicer rings, I order tungsten blanks. And then I had a whole ring designed out for myself that I never made, but I bought this ring blank, and this is actually ceramic. So you'd be able to wear this too, because it's literally stone. The problem with the ceramic ring, say you close your hand in a car door, that stainless ring is going to mess your car door up. It might squeeze it a little bit, but I doubt it. If you close your hand in a car door with this ceramic ring on, it's going to crush. So, all right, enough jaw jacking, as they say. I know James tried to credit the Flower Gold Wizard with that term, the jaw jacking, but I think the real guys know that that's a Jeff Williams. So the glue I use is called CA glue, which is just a fancy word for super glue. It's also a fancy word for not coming out of the container glue. I don't know if my hole's plugged up. Oh, the hole is definitely plugged up. Oh, she's not plugged no more. Yeah, and tungsten is very hard. Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but it is not happening. I don't know if there's a chunk in there that gets up in the hole and plugs the hole, but I don't see any sewing machine needles anywhere, but here is a pine needle just randomly laying on my desk. Yeah, the pine needle works great. Let's glue that somewhere. There we go. Only other thing I can think is maybe I didn't cut that neck down far enough, which, just to be sure. All right, this time, one dab of glue. And then, yeah. When you do this, you end up with nice tweezers, and you end up with tweezers with shit glued to the end. And you want to make sure you're using the shitty tweezers for when you're gluing stuff. Oh, well, that's not good. Sorry, Stacy. Love you, brother. You'll get through this. And the other thing is I'm just trying to sand the tips of these clean. The other thing with making these Uperlite rings, you don't notice it with a lot of rings, is there's so many things that reflect funny under a black light. And of course, all those glow powders over there, and then the different rocks, some of them reflect. So you want to make sure when you're doing this that you start with clean. You're not putting any little pieces of fuzz in there, because they will change the outcome of your final project. Okay. So there we go. First piece is in. Spin it fast, clean glue everywhere. Honestly, I could probably wind this right up with that thick glue on there and it won't go. But the thin glue, yeah, it would definitely glue everything in the area. And so, yeah. Well, this is what I was talking about before. I used the lines to index. And so I'm going to glue one on each line, and I'm angling them in such a way that they're pointed like a slash, like a forward slash. And then when I do the next layer, I forgot how big these 6 ones are. When I do the next layer, I'll go in between all of these and I'll orientate them like a backslash. And then it gives it the back and forth appearance. And the neat thing is it doesn't really matter how you lay them in. I mean, obviously I'm trying to keep them somewhat symmetrical. But if they're sticking up funny, however, you're sanding all that off anyway. So, and I don't mind if they move around a little bit because that just gets more glue on. As long as you get them where you want them in the end. Boy, and this one is fighting the whole way. I'm going to try to turn it around. I did not have this problem with the other ring, but having a little bit of a radius issue where they're only wanting to touch in the middle, they're kind of rocking on the radius. I should put just a little bit of a pre-bend into them. See if that makes a difference. I don't think Stacy's ears can get much lower. His mohawk he's got going on. All right, let me see if I can get you guys in even closer. And it falls over. We're just going to play with the camera for a minute, see how close I can actually put you. Like, that's pretty close, but I need to be able to work, and you guys need to be able to kind of see. But I could probably handle something like that. Bear with me. Sometimes it's got to get worse to get better. I'm just Lego bricking this thing. All right. Can we kind of see? You can kind of see. I don't know if I can do anything to make that better. Not really. All right, well, now we're going to do the other 4 on the other axis. If I can do this with a camera in my way now. So get that little dabber of glue in there. Oh yeah, and I am going to just try to pre-bend these a little bit. I'm grabbing them on the flat spot.
And just like that, going the other way. And this is definitely not the camera for this close-up stuff. It helps a little bit, although on the big screen you get the general idea. Yeah! Zach's here, guys, knocking on my door. Come in, I'm upstairs! Here. Oh, shit. Come up here, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear you the first time.
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh.
Making a ring, screwing around. James says hi.
Morning.
Oh, my camera fell. What happened? You guys knocked this down while I wasn't looking? All right. So what are you up to? Took your daughter to town? Now you're stuck here?
Paying rent.
Oh, paying rent. Yeah, that's good too.
And then I brought my bike trailer.
Bike trailer?
To show you.
Like bicycle or?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
The one the kids were using for hauling the kayaks. I cut the suspension seat out of the bottom of it. And that's why.
Not trailer for the bike, but for behind the bike.
Correct.
Got it. I bought stuff to polish rocks. No, it's not like your buddy's cool 8-head, 6-head, whatever it is, lap saw, but I can do that to a rock in a relatively short period of time. Stacy says hi to Zach, the 406 miner.
Okay. Red Dirt Nation.
Yeah. Actually, you could stand over there and read me the comments. I need a fifth monitor over here closer. But yeah, last time we were at Nugget, I found that green rock. Check that out. That's really going to polish nice when I finish it up.
Yeah, and Glacial was talking about green rocks this morning.
Yes, he was. He actually looked at that rock as well. I was dumb and didn't record him looking at Marty's rock and that rock. Of course, I have Marty's rock in my video, and then I stood there with my phone in my hand while he gave his whole geology lesson on how Marty's rock came to be. And when it was all done, I was like, I should have probably recorded that for everybody.
But I believe if Lucas is speaking, it should be recorded.
Yeah. But you got your Uper lights with you?
Probably.
I need some, like, those size.
Okay.
I don't have any quite big enough. Dude, I sized up every one of these last night, and I just miss it by a little bit. But how cool is that going to be?
Heck yeah. Let me go search the truck.
Yeah. Get out of here. All right. So, is my camera anywhere near where y'all can see? So at this point now, I've got a ton of copper glued in there, and I got a ton of glue in there. So I am going to continue on with my white. I got to double check everything here. There's a little bit of white, but there's some fluorite in that one. Okay. What are we at here? Bam, bam, bam. The dang chat window's in the way, but you see it. Oh, it's not in the way over there. I don't understand. My YouTube feed is flipped 180 from the StreamYard feed. So cool. No, I am gonna have to move this camera a little bit. Well, maybe. I'm not right-handed, so and I gotta keep looking to see if I have any actual Uperlite dust. Just got shot glasses everywhere. No shots. Ooh, that looks like it could be. This might be a mixture. So there is can you see in there? Let's see. That is Uperlite and fluorite. So you get the purple from the fluorite and the orange from the Uperlite. That is another ring I really enjoy making. But I was hoping to find a little bit more dust. And I get the dust by smashing the Uperlites with a hammer. And apparently I don't have any. So we're just going to drop some individual stones in for now. And like I said, I'll end up having to get hammering. Straight dust, like fine dust. I kind of forgot to make any. Actually, I did make some dust, but it's more in the black container, and I'm trying to use the white ones right now.
You got
No, I need like smashed down. Yeah, I got stones. And they're all cherry picked for the most fire.
I so happen to have the bag from the last beach trip.
Oh, nice.
And I can't stay super long because when Rachel gets off work, we're heading to the beach.
Oh. That's gonna be cold.
Yeah, I'm taking my waders and everything. We're not camping.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if we're gonna get a motel night. We just might drive up there and drive back.
So y'all need a minivan. Drive up, do your thing, crash in the back of the minivan.
Okay. Yeah, no dust in there.
It's all good. All right. Let's see. Can you see the fire? Fire. Those things, they're dude, I got tons of them. But I think that's most of the shapes. Yeah, there's a heart of moon. Okay.
You can cut that one.
Oh yeah, I can cut them, shape them. They just got to be bigger than the frame. I think Donna just got home. I'm reaching over you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to do some hammering. What do we got? Morning, heavy metal. How you doing, buddy? Croc skin pumps. Have I tried a mortar and pestle to crush finer? I haven't, but you know that would absolutely work. But usually, the system I have works really good. If I can find it. There it is. We'll, let's see, where am I at? I'm kind of over that way. Anyhow, I put this roll of tape on top of this stainless plate, and I drop the rocks inside of there, and a smash, smash, smash. But what I'm going to do first is pull the big ones out. So I know that these ones I'm pulling out all glow good because I've already cherry picked the best of the best, and they're like the perfect size to set. And then what's left here, I have no problem turning to dust. And then when I need more, I just take one of them bigger rocks and smash it down. Zach brings me all kinds of different Uperlites, and I usually grab the itty bitty little tiny ones because most of the time I'm smashing them up anyway. So here we go, loud noise. Hi honey, how are you?
Good.
You're gonna swap that out for me and then bring it back?
Yeah, I'll just go get that done quick and bring it back.
I thought that in a little bit here I was gonna do the Melrose one. Get that out of the way.
Okay.
And then yeah, later on I will try that other one.
Okay.
Work.
Sometime after 11, Kayla will be here for hers.
Okay. What time is it now? That's gotta be pretty quick here.
Oh, yeah, I think it's like 10 o'clock right now.
Maybe Kayla will want to take a ride with me then tomorrow's.
I don't know that she can because
Oh.
being served one, she's affiliated with the case now.
We're live. Wasn't using big words. Yeah, but it's on our side.
And that's the other thing, the conflict. I'm trying to avoid that being family, the possible conflict.
But there isn't no contact between them. They're talking anyway.
There's not, but
And then they can talk about the child care thing.
oh, with that one, that's fine.
Yeah.
We were talking the
I
other
said
one.
Melrose.
Well, you said later I'll try to do that, and I'll see if Carol wants to take a ride with me.
No. I was doing the Melrose one. So yeah, now we're on the same page. I was wondering why you were arguing with me.
That one would probably be fine.
Okay, cool.
I'm not worried about that one so much.
Zach's finding Uperlites big enough to
Do something.
do that. So
Well, I think I'm just
and
gonna.
then leave me one. I'll give it back to you, but I want a polished one for you guys. Like even if it's this big one.
Well, I was cherry picking the few out of here I want to keep
Okay.
personally,
Yeah.
and then I was just gonna leave you the rest of the plate.
All right. My knife is hidden back here.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Did he have anything to say?
No, he said, and even that money order probably would be fine, but he didn't want to leave any, because that isn't her complete name, but it is
Right.
her name. So
Right. That's right. I'll just go have them void it and get a new one printed. Good. I'll be back.
all right. What are they?
406 Minor says steel that likes blender.
I have a coffee grinder, Stacy, that I bought just for using like a Mighty Mill. And I'm sure if I threw them rocks in the coffee grinder, it would take care of them. If you remember what's its name? When I had the mercury issue and I lost all of my stuff to the wood stove. When I was done sorting all the metal out and picking out all the big chunks, everything after that went to the coffee grinder. And and they're cheap. They're like $13 at Walmart. So, all right. So I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but I am literally just sprinkling in that fine powder into all the gaps in between the copper and those 8 stones I just set in there. And I filled it with some super thin glue before I did that. That super thin glue was able to run in and fill all the cavities. And it works really nice at getting, what the heck? It works really nice at plugging up in my tip right away too. There we, oh no, this is the thick again. I was like, why won't that squeeze? So we're using a mixture of thick and thin. Boy, this is going to be a James blooper reel. Which way was I going with the classifier? Big, small, purple? Love you, James.
Just run it all.
Yeah, just run it all. Okay, just a little bit more. And then you can just layer this stuff. So after you've put it in, you saw I just put a bunch of that glue on and it ran around. I just keep filling it in. Now, what you want is this entire deal to be higher than the ridges on the side of the ring. So when you grind it down, it doesn't have any holes. You are going to end up getting holes though. And then what you do is you fill the holes with glue and then you put more dust in. And usually I only have to do that once. Sometimes I take it all the way through the sanding process and I find that I missed a hole or two and I end up, just having to quick glue it up, add some more to it, and then you start back over with 100 grit and work your way all the way back up to 3,000 again. But it honestly, once you do the initial grinding on this and get everything down to the top of the ring, the sanding up through goes really quick, like almost as quick as you can grab the paper and run it. So, and one of the reasons I like working with the Uper light is because it is so soft and easy to work with, where you start putting like a hunk of quartz in there that's 10 times harder. Doesn't like to sand down. A couple other rocks I've used, some other gems I've put in that are just incredibly hard to sand. So, and then the sheet of paper I keep underneath so I can actually recover. Speaking of recovering, let's get these guys picked up. And all right. So it isn't going to look like much at this point. And I am actually going to be done with this for a while now because I just want this glue to get a chance to set up. And I can come up here later on and sand this all down. And you'll get to see the finished product. This will be, all of these rings are going to end up in display on my giveaway. So they'll be there and available for choice. And same thing with the donation ring. So you do see a little bit of purple in there, maybe. Yeah, Zach's got the big light. A little bit of purple in there. That is the actual CA glue, and that is nothing I can really do about it. But it still looks just fine. Can I show you this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And then this is X-ring. So this has got Nugget Lake Gold. Where am I at here? It's got Nugget Lake Gold, quartz, garnets, and Uperlite. So it's all stuff that Zach harvested. And he wears this every day. Last time he was here, I polished it for him. I see it's still fairly shiny. Oh, ouch. I just hit my head on that. So guys, let's see here. We're going to flip-flop the camera back. How do you win the GM 1000? Just won a GM 1000, so I want to find some. Oh, you won a Gold Monster 1000? Did you get that from Jeff, or how'd you win a Gold Monster 1000? I want a Gold Monster 1000. Not that I have anywhere around here to find gold. Not that big.
Drop them on
Did I? Where?
6 inches from your foot.
Oh, my glasses on. Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh man, I better start at the top. Steal the Ice Blender, yeah. Flashbacks. Just to subscribe, Heavy Metal. Late than never. But live streaming. All right. Well, you got a $1 raffle ticket and got it. That's awesome. I've won some pretty cool stuff on some raffles over the years, for sure. And I think that's probably one of my biggest vices. If I go somewhere where there's raffle boards set up, especially if it's for a good cause, the wallet comes out and I'm buying tickets. But all right, so Zach's got some stuff to show me outside.
Not really.
I don't know how long we've been live for, but I got other things to do. I'm gonna let this ring sit and dry and come back up later on, get that one ground down. I'm definitely gonna get more stuff prepared. I'm gonna make sure I've got all of my copper and all of my rocks. I didn't really think about when I was picking out the white and the black rocks to have some fines crushed up, but as you see, it doesn't take very long to crush them up. So,
Cons we could run if I had time, but I don't.
too cold to be running. We could run them here.
But yeah, it's all cons from the creek.
Oh,
One batch is super cons from the first
oh yeah.
nugget outing I made.
That running my Flower Gold Wizard cleanup sluice with the Dream Mat sluice below it, that was awesome. I do need the bucket of waters out there. I do need to just quick pan that material in there to see if I did lose anything off the end. But I had a foot of my original cleanup sluice too, and I didn't find any gold in that.
Right.
And that was all we ever used. That was catching, and we never lost gold off the end of that either because it's so long.
I was hoping to get one for winter. And I got all that cons of stuff to go through in winter.
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm in the garage, I'll have to be running that because that's way too many leaky spots to be trying to run up here. I'm already getting my dang carpet wet, and then I'll leave the bucket sit there. I'm sure what's under the bucket isn't real great either.
That's gonna be nice thing about the basement is I can get the floor as wet as I want.
Yeah.
3 feet from the drain.
Might be putting the buffing thing for shining rocks down in the basement.
So live.
I am still alive, but anyhow, guys,
I'm gonna
thanks
steal
so
them.
much for hanging out. The Franken sluice was awesome. Yeah, it worked great. They're listening to us. Guys just listening to us talk. What the heck? I don't want to do giveaways like that on my lives. I always like that from years ago. Oh, I want to do giveaways like that on my live. Yep, my just so everybody knows what I'm thinking of, as I get closer to the 500, which it's, man, I jumped up
I think 17 subs yesterday. I'm real close to 450 now, but I'm hoping it's going to work out that I'm going to have my 500 or close enough to it by November 21st. I don't even know what day of the month that is, but that is my birthday.
Saturday deer hunt.
Also, the Saturday, usually the opening weekend of deer season, and it could be actually opening day. So, with deer season and everything, I was trying to do the live and the party at my birthday and making a big deal out of it like that. But we're just playing it by ear. It might be the week after, but it'll be sometime here before the month is over. As long as I get close enough to 500, because I don't want to be, 20 away and then have a party and a giveaway and then not get my 500 subs until January. So share that out for me, guys. Let's get me there, and then we're just going to keep pushing harder for the 1,000, and then the 3.4 million after that. But let's get to 500 first, then we'll talk about Cletus numbers later.
Calendar says the 21st is Friday before deer, or the Friday of opening weekend.
Okay, so yeah, it may not be that night. It might be though. And Esakira Mining, if you're over 50 without too much trying, these chats like this, so any of these chats like mine where they hook you up with the wrench, and for you, those of you guys that don't know, you can click right on Esakira and touch the button over there, and it'll say view channel. Click on the view channel button, and when you go to his channel, click the subscribe button. I better just do that myself just to make sure that I am actually subscribed to you. Hopefully without. Oh, see, and I wasn't subscribed. So there you go. You're at 53, 54 now, whatever. But if you go in there and you go into these different chats, like Mama Bird and GP are great for it. Benzo, his crew, they're great for it. Red Dirt Nation's another great one. Go in there and be like, hey guys, I'm trying to get my subs up. And I went from 30 some subs to 170 some subs in like a month's time just by being in these different live chats. And don't be afraid to speak up. Doesn't cost anybody anything. So yeah, Scrappy just added you. So yeah, just James, same thing. James has been in there working the live streams, and we're in a great community. That's what's awesome about it. It seems to be in the gold community real simple and easy to get up into that 300 sub range. It seems like from beyond that, you're kind of on your own. I just saw the D Ventures channel in Wisconsin hit 5,000 subs today, and I think I have more videos out than he does. So, everybody's got their little niche and they've got their group of friends, or maybe they just had that one video that hit good, and you get out. I like the idea of having one banger video that gets it, but usually when I have a banger video that gets it, it's totally not gold related, and I am happy to say that 90% of my subscribers are in the gold family. I wouldn't want to make a video, even a funny video. Like I have one on Reels of me joking around in my Ford truck and being gay, and it hit over 1 million Reels a couple years ago, or 1 million views on Reels. But I wouldn't want that million people on my YouTube channel. I want you guys, the family. So as long as it takes to get there and to stay in the group like that. So yeah, best group of friends by far. And it's one of the few things in life where there's competition. There's always competition, but it's friendly, it's playful, right? But like most anything, if you're doing the same thing else is doing and they do something really well, you're like, God damn it, that fucker, I gotta do this now, and he's beating me. But if me and you are in the creek together and you find a huge rock, a huge chunk of gold, I'm super happy for you. I mean, yeah, I want to be the one to find the gold, but just because I didn't find it doesn't mean I'm like, this guy, he's always finding the gold. And I've noticed that with anybody I've been in the creek with, any creek I've been in, and I've been all over the place,
everybody is just so happy to see the person next to them doing well. And we're all working to lift each other up all the time. And that's the one most amazing thing about this community. It seems to be just about drama free. You know, with every large group of people, you have a few issues, but you hardly see that in the gold mining community. And most of us know enough to keep politics and our political views out of it, you know, and it seems to be awesome. So I'm so happy to be a part of it, and all you guys that keep coming back and watching my videos and supporting me. And I'm just trying to do what I can to keep you entertained. So
I kind of agree with Scrappy. I'll leave the videos up to you guys. I'll just hang out in the background.
yeah. Zach's got many cameos and lots of videos. You gonna get some of James' stickers soon? Yeah, me too. He says I didn't give him any of my stickers, but I think he lost them. Because I'm almost positive I gave him stickers the first weekend we were together. But I have a big pile of other stuff for James because he's got a whole empty wall in his little studio there, and I got a bunch of stuff for him. So nice, Scrappy, nice. Yep. Once we get past the value and accept the hobby. Yeah, that is absolutely true. And it's, you know, and people say, oh, you're mining gold. You must be making good money. Well, you know, I spent $35 in gas to drive to the creek. I spent $5 to get in, or I spent $30 a night to stay in the campground. And then I worked like a slave in the creek for a day or two, and couldn't walk hardly the next 2 days after that. And yeah, I found $12 worth of gold. So, bam, I'm rolling in it.
That's what I like. Is the fact of being able to say we found gold in Wisconsin Creek. Everyone goes, huh? Really?
But, and yeah, Stacy, I'm coming back to Montana. Absolutely, for sure. You're not going to be able to keep me out. And I'm going to be hopefully getting back to North Carolina. I try to plan these trips with my wife, and her job lately just has not been, she hasn't been able to take vacation like she would like. But yes, I figure it this way. If I can find itty bitty little tiny pieces of gold in Wisconsin where there's hardly any gold, if I get to a state like Montana, Idaho, California, Colorado, Alaska, where there's big pieces of gold, or at least a lot more of the itty bitty little pieces of gold, those are the days when this is all practice now. Eventually, sometime I'm going to be somewhere where I can make a little money doing this. So, and yeah, the memories have no monetary value. They last forever. And yes, my kids' inheritance is right here. They're going to be getting all of that. Look at all those pretty rocks. Actually, they're not getting these ones because I'm giving these away. But yeah, they're going to get rocks and, you know, big pile of scrap iron. That's my net worth. A couple cool cars. But anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox now. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your Saturday. It looks like it stopped raining and I see blue skies. It still says it's only 35 degrees, which it's got to be warmer than that by now.
Not much.
Not much, huh? Well, 39 on the phone. So 40 degrees, blue skies. It's not raining, and I do have yard work and a couple other things to get done. So everybody enjoy your weekend. See you all very soon. Get over there. Where are you? Boom. Oh, I don't want to do the Red Dirt Nation outro. Just end the stream.